MizzyWorld Snowfall Season 2 Episode 8 review. Another home run of an episode. This whole fucking second season of Snowfall has just been a grand slam. This episode was no different. Lucia still manipulating motherfuckers. The tension between Franklin and Kev finally reached that boiling point. They finally gave us the background story on Franklin's aunt and uncle and how they met, and they finally connected on a different level. That was beautiful, and the way they edited that shit up. And then you got the CIA boy trying to wiggle out of one situation, but as soon as he gets out of that, he's stuck in another situation. You feel what I'm saying? So, another crazy episode. Let's jump into the review, y'all. Now, let's start the review off with the scenario that I kind of left the review off with last week, and that's the situation with Gustavo, Lucia, the DEA bitch, and no more Pedro. Now, that situation is kind of crazy because if you saw my review last week, I swore that they was about to do the DEA bitch dirty, but the DEA bitch threw her punch first. They arrested Gustavo. They bum rushed that bitch, you feel what I'm saying? So, once Lucia got word that Gustavo got booked and he couldn't wiggle his way out of there, instead of running, I gotta respect the bitch, she came back. Now, she is trying to set up the CIA boy so he can go down for the fall, but the CIA boy already maneuvering, trying to wiggle up out that situation. Like, that shit is going to be crazy because I feel as though what the CIA boy is doing is going to save everyone in the show. It's crazy how Lucia literally last episode just killed this motherfucker Pedro for working with the DEA. Now she trying to work with the DEA to get up out her situation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking her because, in my opinion, if it wasn't for nothing but pure love for Gustavo, she would have ran. You feel what I'm saying? Or she would have just took it on the chin. And she even told Gustavo when Gustavo was like, this makes us just like Pedro. She like, well, she said, first off, fuck them white boys. They would do the same thing if we was in this situation. First off, that's breaking rule number 1 in the fucking streets, man. Fuck what the next person would do. You know you should not rap. But that's besides the point. But even when, you know what I'm saying, when Gustavo was like, nah, like, we're going to be more like Pedro, she was on some shit like, well, it's up to you. If you want to do it, let's do it. But if you don't, I'm rocking with you. You feel what I'm saying? So, I got to respect Lucia on that level, but that bitch is manipulative, and you got to keep an eye out for her, dog. Now, let me get into the most tense situation throughout this whole Season 2 in general, and that's the tension between Franklin and Kevin reaching its boiling point finally. And let me say this, Franklin came in this episode buying Leon and Kev houses right next to each other. He said, I'm trying to buy the one next door to it so we can all be living on the same block like how we talked about growing up. That was dope as shit to me because if you got your niggas, that's the one thing that everybody in the hood talk about. Yo, what if we had our own mansion together? Or what if we all lived on the same block? That type shit. That shit was so dope to me. But this motherfucker Kev is so hell-bent on justifying his betrayal of Franklin that the first thing he does is call a bank that Franklin bought the house through and get mad because Franklin didn't buy the houses in their names. First off, I don't own a house, so I don't know how that goes, but I don't think you can buy a house in someone's name without them being present. Secondly, nigga, you sell coke. How the fuck are you gonna explain how you're able to pay for this house without a fucking source of income? Without paying taxes? Think, Kevin. You letting that crack get to your head, bro. Like, that shit just made me so fucking mad that this man really went to motherfucking Leon. No, actually, Leon had to come to him because the nigga wasn't answering his fucking pager and Leon's girlfriend was robbing the fucking cookhouses and shit. I'm gonna get into that later. But Leon runs up to him like, yo, what the fuck? Why you not answering your pager? Why you ain't hitting me back, my nigga? He like, yo, boom, 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 don't trust Franklin. I called the bank. Our names ain't even on the contract as the owners or the lease. However the fuck that shit go. But in my mind, it's like, bro, you don't have a source of income. You doing illegal activities for your income. You cannot buy a home right now, dickhead, in your own name at least. It's not even in Franklin's real name. It's in his corporation's name. What you think, Franklin gonna take the fucking crib away from you? This nigga is so hell-bent on justifying his motherfucking disloyalty so he can get revenge for a death that really was his fault that he's just saying anything, and that shit is fucking corny. Now, I gave y'all all that to try to show y'all how throwed off this motherfucker Kev really is. Like, nigga, you wouldn't have a house if it wasn't for Franklin. You wouldn't be driving a coupe if it wasn't for Franklin. You wouldn't have the coke if it wasn't for Franklin. You wouldn't know what the fuck crack was if it wasn't for Franklin. You wouldn't have the structure if it wasn't for Franklin. Leon fucking girl smoking crack and stealing it. Nigga, Kev, you smoke crack. So if it wasn't for Franklin, y'all would have nothing. But he's not trying to hear that. So when Franklin and Leon pull up to try to stop Kev, he's not trying to hear that shit. He's a traitor against his people just because he don't want to kill this one Mexican nigga who killed over business. You're killing over revenge in broad daylight, bro. Where would you go after that? He wasn't thinking about it. What the fuck are you going to do after that? You're going to throw away making $50,000, $60,000 a week just for revenge? I'm talking about stupid revenge. If that's my cousin, I'm getting that revenge. But I'm going to move smart, bro. Like, Kev is so fucking dumb. First off, the motherfucker pulls the strap like 20 yards away and starts shooting at this nigga. Mind you, the motherfucker back, his back is to Kev. The Mexican boy that they be putting the work in, his back is towards Kev, Leon, and Franklin. So when Kev pull a strap and shoot that first shot and miss, damn near hitting his daughter, that's when he first realized they on his ass. He grabbed his daughter, he duck, he hide, boom, boom, boom. I did not expect Franklin to shoot Kev to save the Mexican person, but he didn't do it to save the Mexican person. He did it to save a war and to save multiple lives of Mexicans and blacks in that war. But to me, Kev just was dumb. And he always talking about Franklin not being about that life, but you wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for Franklin. And nigga, you didn't walk up on a nigga that killed your fucking cousin. He killed your cousin with a pocket knife, my nigga. And you shot at this nigga from 20 yards away. You're the bitch. So in conclusion, another great episode of Snowfall. Franklin absolutely had to shoot this motherfucker Kev. Because at the end of the day, if Kev did fucking downball, he would have got booked for life because the DA bitch was in the park anyway. And he had to do it to prevent a war between the Mexicans and blacks. The crazy part is, by the Mexican boy living, it might have started a fucking war between the Mexicans and the Mexicans. Because like I said, as soon as he ran out the park, who did he see sitting in the car? Lucia. And he probably would have killed that bitch right then and there if he wasn't carrying his daughter. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what's going to happen once the CIA boy gives up his Colombian connects to bring the fucking coke in. I don't know how he's going to find another connect after that. If the show is going to end or if they're going to try to extend it. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. How y'all think Snowfall going to end? What y'all think about the season so far? What y'all think about this last episode? Y'all know what it is. MizzyWorld Snowfall review. Gang!